Hello everyone, welcome to Margaret's After Hours. Today I've decided that I am going to show the younger generation how to bake cake with a simple box of cake mix. There are a lot of young adults out there, men and women, young and old, I guess, that's never baked a cake. And one way to start is with the box cake mix. And it's very simple. It's the first step to baking. Master a box of cake, then later on they might want to go ahead and learn to bake a cake by scratch. And it's so simple. On these boxes, cake mixes, the directions are on the back. And then you also have some tips on the side that if you want to spruce it up a little bit. So that's basically what I'm going to do with these cake mix. There is not as much mix in these boxes as they used to have. So I have opened up 2 boxes. And with these 2 boxes, I'm going to do 3 6-inch layers. I'm thinking that's what it's going to do. And this is the perfectly moist red velvet cake. Also, with the red velvet cake, I went ahead and picked up this is Dunkin Hines, but in my pantry I already had Pillsbury cream cheese frosting. It is what it is, and I like them both. I normally make my own frosting, but when you're in a pinch, hey, there is nothing wrong with buying frosting that's already made up. And we'll get back to that in a little while. So, with this cake mix, I've already got it opened up. And this is what you need. You need a bowl. You need a spatula. You need just 1 cup and a half a cup. Some water. And some oil. I'll read out on what it says on here. Okay, for 1 box, it takes 1 cup of water, 3 eggs, and a half cup of vegetable oil. Now you don't actually have to use vegetable oil. You can use butter. You can use olive oil. Well, I wouldn't use olive oil. Not really. That has a taste that you wouldn't want in a cake. But you can use coconut oil, tasteless coconut oil. You can use lard. Lard might make it a little bit heavier. But there's a lot of different things that you can do with this box of cake mix to change it up. But this is the beginning, just to get through baking your first cake. So that's what we are doing. But I am not going to use water. I have buttermilk in the refrigerator. So that is one of the tips on the side of the box. We're going to use buttermilk. Buttermilk will make your cake moist. You have to shake it up really good. And it calls for 1 cup of water. So we have 2 boxes. We are going to do 2 cups of buttermilk. And it's cold. Buttermilk is cold. You could pour it if you want to. And let it sit out and get room temperature before you add it to your mix. They say it's best. Like your eggs. You set your eggs out and let your eggs get the room temperature. Now I have taken them straight out of the refrigerator and used them cold. All it does is prolong a little bit of your baking time. Just went ahead and squished all that buttermilk out. Now I also have my hand mixer instead of my stand mixer behind me because this is so simple. Now, a half a cup of oil, but I have a whole cup of oil because we have 2 boxes. Who knows, I might get 4 6-inch pans out of this. I'm not really sure. So we're going to find out. Okay, now these eggs are from our chickens. So I need to open them up in here to make sure. There's 1 egg. And you can blend. I'm going to do 3 eggs and then I'm going to blend it up a little bit. It's 2. Oh wow. That one is really fertile. There's 3. And we're going to need 3 more eggs because each box takes 3 eggs. And I just realized I need an apron on. This is an apron I made years ago. I actually used hand towels and sewed this apron together. It's worked very well for me for years. Okay, so I'm going to blend this up. A box cake is really simple. And they taste just as good as a scratch cake. And we are going to do 3 more eggs. There's 1. Pretty white one here. Up. 2, and I did wash all my eggs earlier. This is a good size, nice size egg right here. I would have liked to have him in an omelet this morning. Okay, so we just added 3 more eggs. Kind of break them up. Oh, and you need to go ahead and be preheating your oven. I guess I probably should have done that. So I'm going to push bake. I push bake in 350 degrees. 350 degrees. Turn it up a little bit more. You want to just mix it until you see all of the lumps are gone. That's basically smooth that looks already. Now I have some red velvet emulsion. I think I'm going to put like a tablespoon in here for a little bit of extra flavor. Well, I have not opened this one yet. Oop, it's on my finger. Okay, we're going to go. One tablespoon. I just dyed my fingernail. Okay, we're going to get. Okay. See that? It's pretty. Love it, love it, love it. And I'm going to stir it up a little bit with a spoon. Okay, so the 3 cake pans I'm going to use. When it comes to baking, and whatever cake pan you choose to use, your temperature sometimes has to be adjusted to match the type of pan that you use. Now also on these boxes, it also lets you know down here, pan size, 2 8-inch, 9-inch, 13 by 9, bundt, and cupcakes. It gives you the baking time. So for 2 8-inches, the smallest, is 24 to 28 minutes. Since I've got a 6-inch, we are going to check it at 15 to 20 minutes each one. Let's see what else this box says. It is a 15.25 ounce box, and it's supposed to make a good size bundt, 13 by 9, 2 9-inch, or 2 8-inch, or 24 cupcakes. One box, but we're going to find out because we did 2 boxes. Now, with these cake pans that I have here, these are the Wilton cake pans, and normally I'll put parchment paper in the bottom, but these I'm not. We are going to do it the old-fashioned way. I took butter and I put butter in them, spread it around. I got egg all over my countertop. Hold on one second. Okay, we have to get the egg up here in a minute. Okay, take some butter. This is my stick of butter that I keep in the refrigerator because I use this little stick of butter until it's like my biscuits and breads. And you're going to swish this butter around just like this. all the way around. You're going to get all around the edges, all the way to the top. And if you don't want to use your fingers, you can take a paper towel, or you could take a brush. You take a paper towel and you smooth it around the butter. Make sure you got all the corners. And then you're going to take a little bit of flour. Put a little bit of flour in there. And you're going to work it around. All the way around. I usually go to the sink to do this. I'm going to see if I can't put it this way so y'all can see. I'm working it around. Just like that. And get rid of the excess. I'm going to go back around one more time. Now, I'm going to flip the excess into my sink. Just like that. So now it's nice and floured. Okay, the oven is already up to 250. Let's go ahead and get rid of these. Okay, what do y'all think? Y'all think this is a lot of batter for 3? We'll find out. We may have enough to do 4. We'll find out. And you want to go halfway. Now you can get technical and put these on a scale, but we are going to eyeball it. I mean, these are not getting done for a customer or anything. It's actually New Year's Eve, and this cake mix was in my pantry, so I decided that we are going to have a red velvet cake for New Year's Eve, and I did not want to make a huge one. Yes. I do believe it would make 4 layers. I mean, 4 6-inch. So, we're going to leave that in there. A lot of people say, shake these and shake the air out. I think I can add a little bit more in this one. Knock the bubbles out, but then you're knocking the air out of your cake. So we want nice and airy and fluffy. Now, these cakes, when they bake, they're going to get a rounded top. If you want a flat top, you could take some aluminum foil and put it around the edges, and it makes it bake a little bit more evenly, and you'll have a flatter top instead of a rounded top. but we're not going to worry about that in this episode. Okay, we are at 322 degrees. It did not take long for the oven to heat up, so I will let you. We'll be back in a few minutes. I'll let you know how long it took. Okay, I've checked the cakes several times and they are rising. But see, on this toothpick, there is wet cake mix on there. And as long as there's wet cake mix, that cake is not done. And try not to open your door and slam it shut, or your cake will fall and sink in the center until it gets done. So until it gets done, once it starts rising, you have to walk carefully around the kitchen. Don't slam your oven door. And try not to move them when you're testing them with a toothpick. If you don't have a toothpick, you can also use a butter knife. Stick a butter knife in there. And if it comes out clean, they are done. But as long as it comes out with wet batter, nope. You don't want that. So right now, believe it or not, I keep punching 5 minutes, and we are at 30 minutes. Hopefully, when I open it up this time, they will be done. We have a minute. I am going to get another toothpick. We're going to check. That toothpick come out clean. So I'm going to get one out. I think they are finally done. Wow. Because they are so thick, I underestimated how long it was going to take. So just because they're 6-inch round did not mean it took less time. It actually took more time because they are thicker. It actually took 35 minutes. I'm going to test with another toothpick. That one's clean. That one's clean. And that one's clean. Another way you can tell when they are done is they will start separating from the sides of the pan a little bit on the sides. That's also another way you can tell that your cake is done. Now we're going to let these sit here for about 5 minutes, and I'm going to butter and reflour one of these pans because we have another cake over here. And then we are going to decorate this cake for New Year's tonight. We're going to have red velvet cake. Okay, we will be back in a minute. Okay, I think it's been long enough that we can flip these out. I loosened up the sides of this with my spatula right there. Oh, it's still quite warm. Oh, that feels... And we're going to loosen this one up a little bit. This is one of my cake knives. I love this knife. It will literally cut my cakes in half. I love this knife. Now we are going to let these sit here for a couple hours until they are completely cool. And in the meantime, you don't want to cover them with saran wrap or anything like that because they will sweat. You don't want them to sweat. So the best thing is if you have a kitchen towel or a bread towel, just cover them up with the bread towel or a kitchen towel, a bathroom towel, as long as it's a clean towel, it don't matter. And let them stay under there and they will cool off. Okay, and once they're cool, then you can decorate them. That's all there is to it. A box of cake mix is so easy. Hello everybody. We are going to ice this cake that we baked. It's actually been, it's now the day after. It's New Year's Day. I have New Year's dinner cooking on the stove behind me. And once these cakes cooled off, I wrapped them up really good with cellophane, but they had to be completely cool if you can't get right back to them. So, and then if you still can't get to them for a couple of days or a week or up to 3 weeks, wrap them in cellophane. This is 2 wraps, and you can go back over them with another like a wax paper and put them in the freezer up to 3 weeks, and when you de-thaw them, they will be fresh. Now I want to show you, this here is a little cake cardboard that you can purchase at Walmart or Amazon. They come, it depends on the size, on how many is in the batch that you purchase. This one, there's 11 cake boards, and these cake boards are 8-inch because we baked a 6-inch cake, so I got 8-inch boards. Now for somebody just learning how to bake a cake, you don't have to have all this. You can have a butter knife and some icing. And basically that's what this tutorial is all about. Your first cake. Baking that first cake with that cake mix out of the box. Now we're going to use icing that's in here. But the first thing that you want to do, since this is going to be 3 layers, you don't want it all lopsided or anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this top layer off of this cake. I actually have some it's water and sugar that I just melted on the stove. Equal parts of water, equal parts sugar. Now I'm going to cool it off if I can really quick. Over here. I want that cooled off really quick because we're going to put it in this bottle and we're going to spritz the cake since it's the day after. And you take your top and we're going to cut it evenly all the way across. Now I have a bowl over here. I put my cake tops in another bowl because what I don't use, we can make cake pops later on. Actually, that's even. Okay, now see my boards moving around? A trick to this, well, should have done this first. We're going to open up a can. This is cream cheese icing. Normally you put a little dab right there. This cream cheese is really, really soft because it's really hot in my house right now. I mean, that's why you see me pouring myself some water, because it is so hot in here. And it's gonna be hard to ice a cake. You might hear my little doggy over there. He's over there dreaming. Kind of, I hear him barking in a dream. Okay. It's not gonna, normally that will stick. So I can tell. But we've got to get this done. I don't have that much time now. I was really going to decorate it, and then I thought, you know, this is someone's first cake, so we're not going to go all out on this cake. It's just going to be your basic cake, and you're able to eat. That's what this is about. Okay, so here's the other one. I'm going to go ahead and get the top cut off of it. Okay, I think I need to swing back here and check my beans and rice real quick. Oh yes, New Year's Day. I did something a little different this year. I'll go ahead and show them to you, even though we're having a cake turtle. This right here is my black eyed peas and rice. And that is done. We are having black eyed peas and rice, collard greens, and little baby chicken meatloaves, and honey corn in the crock pot. Okay. If I get this cake done, we're going to have red velvet cake for dessert. Can you get my sugar water real quick? It has not cooled off, but it is going in this bottle because we're going to make it work. We don't need much of it. You just want to squirt it on the cake to make it so it stays moist. Just like this. And that's plenty, just like that. Oh yeah, see? It's hot in my house, you can tell. Maybe I should have put this icing in the refrigerator for a while. We'll probably have to ice a little bit of this and put it in the refrigerator to set up. Now see how a little bit of red crumbs are on that? I don't want to stick that back in here. Normally I make my icing, so I really hope I like this icing. I've never had this cream cheese icing. Okay, now we're going to take this one, we're going to flip it like that, upside down. Okay, sorry about that. This is what, I'm going to smooth it out. My phone turned off on me, so if there's a glitch somewhere, I gotta see if I can't kind of blend it in. So those two are together. And this is the top. Let's unwrap the top. Wait this bottom real quick. Let that soak in. These feel really moist still. See how it's already soaked in? Reason I chose a 6-inch cake is because we just don't need all that cake. Now, I don't have anybody to really give it to right now. I'm going to see if I'm going to soak that in. Okay, now, if you're decorating it, you would put what they call a crumb coat on first. But before I even do that, I have this little stick. I'm going to put right down the center so it don't move on me. And then I'll break it off later, but I'll know there's a stick in there. I'm just going to smear the rest of this on. It's going to be the crumb coat. Yeah, I think see, I just shifted it. A lot of times I'll use these, you can clean them up when you're doing different colors on a cake. There's a little different, you can use them for your splitting your icing up and coloring it. Okay. I had to dig this out. This right here. It will smooth out my sides. Moving around. Okay. Do a little bit on top. Try not to get crumbs in this icing. You may have there might be just enough. take this off. Okay, so we are now going to put this in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes and let it harden up so we can put the final coat on top of it. In the refrigerator, we go for a minute. Okay, it sat in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. I hit the top getting it out. Okay, now we are going to blob it on there. I think we're going to leave the swirl, and we're going to take this right here. And now you see where the patches are. That's where we need to put some. You put some right there. Right in here. I don't know how, but we got a red crumb in there. Smooth some through here. now. Hold it straight up and down. Go all the way around, just like that. Do it one more time. See, you got some places right here. We can add some to that area right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Go here. Okay, I need to wash that off real quick. It's moving all the way around. It is not staying put. Okay, so that is basically how you do that. We cut me some paper towels right over here. See, I didn't do that continuous go around, so now it leaves marks. So if you want it smooth, then you'll just leave one big swoop. Something like that. Okay, and then what you do, take your spatula, smooth it out, and these little corners, well, this icing is so melted, it's not going to do it. So what I do now is I would put it back in the refrigerator and it would harden up, and these edges right here will just cut off. You can just like knock them off after it hardens up. But it's not going to happen right now. It's too soft. And I'm not going to worry about it since we want to cut into this cake. So I'll show you this real quick. I put a little bit of icing in a piping bag, and we will give it a little swirl along the top. We'll just cover that up. Everything is melting. My icing is melting so fast. See that? My swirls are melting. That didn't even go in the center. We're going to take that back off. That back in the piping bag. Along with a little bit what is left. There we go. So that's how you make a basic cake. I didn't have to put anything on it, and it's a little crooked. It's crooked, so you can take your spatula and lift up on this side. Well, I said you could lift up on that side. Well, that did work. Yep. This side's drooping. going to show y'all why it's so hot in here. My husband, I wouldn't be able to ice a cake because it's too hot in the house. But either way, anyway, that is your basic cake mix. Oh. I'm going to show y'all why it's so hot in this house. See it? That's it. He's burning me up. Y'all have a good night.